Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about the ninth house in astrology. Now, in astrology, the ninth house governs philosophy, higher education, in-laws, publishing, long-distance traveling, religion, broad concepts, and abstract thinking. Now, first thing I'll look at in a natal chart in astrology, look at the sign on the cusp of the ninth house. Now, the ninth house cusp, in my chart, I have Capricorn on it, so this could indicate a person that might be very conventional and conservative and orthodox regarding philosophy, religion. It could maybe show a little rigidity. It could mean that maybe I'm kind of set in what was indoctrinated, perhaps religiously, in me when I was younger, and I'm sticking to those religious principles now. It could also show some restriction or limitation in this area in life. Now, let's take somebody that has Aquarius on the ninth house cusp. Now, this might be a person that might be somewhat the opposite in this area, somebody that might be very progressive in matters connected with their religion and higher education. Maybe this person may take a course in college in their higher education in perhaps electronics and computers and something connected with perhaps with science and technology, or as such, or even go to colleges learning about being an electrician is another example. So those are some things to look at as far as the sign on the cusp of the ninth house in a natal chart. Also, it's important to see if you have any planets that inhabit the ninth house, because this could give flavor, add flavor to the ninth house in your natal chart. Now, somebody, let's say, for example, has Mercury in their ninth house in their natal chart. This could be somebody that does perhaps a lot of communication in matters connected with philosophy, with religion, a lot of talking maybe about maybe what they're doing in college, their higher education, perhaps a lot of communication with in-laws, if applicable, if the person does have them, and most people do. So this could also take another example. Let's say that somebody has, let's say they have Uranus in their ninth house in their natal chart. This could be somebody that perhaps has some ups and downs and fluctuations connected perhaps with matters with their higher education, with their long distance traveling. And it could also be somebody that may be interested, which is similar to Aquarius on the ninth house cusp, similar where they may have some interest perhaps in maybe, I guess we could say, innovation, maybe as far as their abstract thinking goes. Perhaps might take a course in computers, electronics, and information technology, and or perhaps even an esoteric subject such as astrology. Now, another thing to look at is see where the ruler of the ninth house is located in your natal chart, and that's the planetary ruler of the ninth house. So in my case, I have Capricorn on the cusp of my ninth house, and the planetary ruler is, of course, Saturn. Saturn is in my 12th house, so the ruler of my ninth house is in the 12th house. So this could indicate that perhaps in my higher learning, so to speak, maybe I become interested in subjects connected with the metaphysical or spirituality. It could also show perhaps some limitation that's connected with long distance traveling and connected with maybe the higher education. I have as far as higher education goes, I have not really had much time in that, so to speak, and I haven't traveled that much either in the course of my life. As far as any long distance journeys, especially, I've lived in Nashville, Tennessee area for like over 21 years, and I have not been out of the state since. So that should give you some indication as far as what the ruler of the ninth house and the 12th could mean in one's natal chart. Now, another example, if somebody has the ruler of the ninth house in their third house in their natal chart, this could be somebody perhaps that brings their philosophical nature, their religious side into their general neighborhood, their community, and their day-to-day communications. It could be the person that goes door to door in their neighborhood and talks about religion and about God or what have you, something connected with religion and their philosophies perhaps in general. Now, it's also important to look at any transits and progressions that are taking place with your ninth house, as this will indicate greater activity in matters pertaining to your ninth house than otherwise indicated in your natal chart. If someone, say, has their, let's say, their house cusp progressed into Sagittarius in the ninth house, this could indicate where something might be very fortuitous in matters connected, perhaps with higher education, with long distance traveling, perhaps by getting in touch with their philosophical natures. This would be the natural sign that would be on the ninth house. If somebody were to have this even in progression, that would be a very good placement. And anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for the ninth house in astrology. And stay tuned next time, where I will be talking about Aries on the cusp of the ninth house in a natal chart. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone. Because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.